I'm Alexander Lancaster here at Two Wolf Studio and Artist Den with our guest, Shah.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. You've been here in Topeka doing your artwork. And what kind of artwork can you tell us that you do? Because you do a lot of different stuff, but you focus mainly on your henna.
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of stuff. I haven't had a chance to do any of my other art stuff, but one of my main focuses is doing henna. It's a temporary tattoo, you could say. I have been doing it for about 7 years as a business, and then it goes way back.
Well, what got you started?
When I was younger, my mom used to do it on me all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then it was in 3rd grade, and I had my friends come up to me who thought it was pretty cool, and they wanted one themselves. So I just took a cone to school during recess. I would do henna on my friends, and then from there, it's just kind of been in my life.
How would you say it's evolved since you started? Obviously, it's evolved since school days, but how would you say it's evolved?
Well, okay, so when I first started, it was just doing designs here and there, and they weren't anything great. It's more like scribbling than it was designs. But the art of henna has evolved immensely over the last 5 to 10 years. Henna is generally done for bridal parties or weddings and brides. And there's a scientific meaning behind it and also a cultural meaning. The scientific meaning is the henna contains eucalyptus oil, which is a cooling agent. Have you ever used tea tree oil? Yeah. So you know how you get that tingly feeling? So what the eucalyptus does is when I put it on you, it's extracting the heat out of your body at the same time cooling you down. So when you get your henna done, you'll feel like this cooling effect. It's just a natural coolant. So when brides get it done, you're asking them to sit down for how many ever hours. Sometimes if it's just one artist and it's a full bridal design, it can take up to 6 hours to do. So you're just asking them to relax for a day, 6 hours, pretty long day, and smell the eucalyptus to calm down the nerves, because their bridezilla is running around. And then the cultural meaning would be the darker the color comes out, the more your husband loves you.
Oh, neat.
So it's a lot to do with bridal henna, but nowadays it's evolved. Everyone does it for no festivities or lots of festivities. Anything you want to do it for.
Well, you have people lining up, and I know you're this is close to the end of the summer. I'm sure you've been crazy busy, but we get ready to get into fall festivities too. You got some stuff lined up?
Yeah, I do. I have a lot of events coming up just in September. I think I'm completely booked.
Awesome. Where can we find you?
You can, most of the times, almost every first Friday, you can find me in Noto. Usually I'm upstairs in Norsemen Brewing Company, but nowadays I'm going to try to be downstairs. I was trying to avoid the heat this entire time. But you'll find me inside there. Then Aaron Douglas Art Fair, that's a big one.
That's coming up.
Yes,
September
28th, I believe. I think. And then Topeka Pride, Noto Live, a few more.
Awesome.
Couple of corporate events too. So
that's pretty awesome.
Busy.
So I also feel like you have a real unique. Your ink is pretty unique when it comes to. I've seen different henna around town and stuff. Can you say anything about that?
So
you make your own, right?
Yes, I make my own. It contains eucalyptus oil, sugar, water, and the henna powder itself, which is derived from a plant. So it's all natural. A lot of people can be allergic to eucalyptus oil, so if anyone mentions that, I would use a lavender oil, which less people are allergic to. And it's temporary, so it lasts from 1 to 2 weeks. Now, my product is made fresh. Now, if you buy something in a store, that stain will vary throughout the process. One, because it's not stored properly in the stores when you buy it. 2, they contain preservatives to help that stain, because this is a very perishable product. If it's not stored properly, it can expire. So since I make mine fresh, you have a certain characteristics of how to take care of it, how to prolong it, versus just buying a henna cone and doing it on yourself, and not having a good stain.
Well, yeah, is that now? That sounds like
Yeah.
that's where I wanted to get it done. That's why I brought you my
Yeah.
daughter so
Yeah.
you could do it
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, the event's coming up soon, and you're going to be busy. And what
Yeah.
else? What else can we bring up? What do you think? What do you think about the arts in the Topeka? I know you've been doing it for about 7 years. You said.
Yeah.
So what do you think the difference is in the past 7 years? Do you think there's any growth? Or?
So, as a business versus
Yeah.
just in Topeka, Topeka is growing. Topeka is going forward, especially downtown and Nodo. For the first few years, I actually used to set up in downtown Topeka at the
Right.
Merchant.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
that was and everyone came there. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Lisa Boyd was very nice to let me set up every first Friday. But ever since I've moved to Nodo, it's like a whole new world. And I've been in Nodo for about 2 years now. It's a whole new world. Unfortunately, I don't get to walk around during First Friday because I'm working.
I totally know how that works.
But other than that, I mean, you have people who come to me, to get their henna done, and they've walked around Nodo, and they're like, oh yeah, I come here every First Friday, and it can be a 13-year-old girl. I'm like, well, good for you. You're coming out, doing things, supporting the local businesses, and helping us grow. So. Yeah. I think a lot of younger generations involved nowadays too.
So what would you say to some of the younger generations who want to get involved in what you're doing?
Yeah. And personally, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like how could you're an inspiration to other artists as well. So.
Well, thank you. I do have kids who come up to me who think henna is the coolest thing ever, and the parents think it's the safest and coolest thing ever because it's temporary.
Yeah.
So when a child is very much interested, sometimes I'll just give them a practice henna cone.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
They can practice. Or if I feel like they're very, very into henna, I will tell them, look up a video of how to make a henna cone and put in lotion instead of henna, and then practice with that.
Okay.
And then I tell them, I've been doing this for 7 years, so what you're seeing here is a growth of 7 years, but I have many more years to go.
Exactly.
So if you start now, you'll be where I am even sooner, because you'll have guidance. Come ask me things, because I didn't have people to ask. I'm basically self-taught, so a lot of my inspiration came from Instagram, Facebook, other artists.
You can learn all kinds of stuff off of that stuff.
Tables. I looked at this table and I was like, I want to do that sunflower.
Wow,
so that's going to be on someone someday.
Eventually, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I really appreciate what you're doing. I see you're getting mentioned by, you even received an award not too long ago. Artie Awards are coming up again. You might be in line for another one, who knows. But, you've been doing some amazing stuff, and I appreciate it. And I wish you the best of luck, and just keep on doing it. That's what I love to see. I'm glad you're still over at Norsemen Brewing Company doing that. They're some awesome people.
They are very great. They're so nice. Everyone is nice in Nodo.
925?
No. 35, I think. I might be completely wrong.
Norsemen Brewing Company. You can find it. There's a big mural there.
It is
and
huge.
They're great people serving great beer and serving great friendships too. So keep going, and thank you so much for having this conversation with me.
Thank you
Look forward to talking to you
Thank you for
again.
having me.
Yeah. You're welcome.
All right. We're good?
We're
Yay.
good. Yeah.
Hey, that's very nice. It's easy.
Yeah.